Coming up in the news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority approving the local power company's rate adjustment increase. Also, the Minister for Grand Bahama shares why the government does not support this decision. And 2 of 3 wanted suspects now in custody. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Rolf-Arkeson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news this evening, electricity consumers on Grand Bahama can expect a 3.3% increase in rates in a couple of months. The Grand Bahama Port Authority, in its regulatory capacity with responsibility for the power sector on Grand Bahama, announced yesterday that they have completed the review of the power company's rate case application 2022 to 2024. According to a statement, the approval to the power company's revised application and reduced base rate increased to 3.3% was communicated on January 14th. Furthermore, the implementation of any increase has been deferred to April 1st, 2022 to ease the rollout impacts for customers. The Port Authority says that they take seriously its regulatory obligation to act in the best interest of customers, while understanding the need to balance having a healthy utility able to provide reliable, cost-effective, and efficient power to meet the needs of the island and future growth. Well, the Minister for Grand Bahama making it absolutely clear that the government does not support GB Power's rate increase, while the Grand Bahama Power Company admits that they were pushed hard by both the government and GBPA to find savings and lessen the impact to customers. An extension to the 45-day consultation process. The Grand Bahama Port Authority, in its regulatory capacity, has approved the Grand Bahama Power Company's rate case application for 2022 to 2024. It is a move that the government was strongly against, particularly after the Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, made it clear that the island of Grand Bahama could not afford another increase. In a newly released statement by the minister, it outlines how a cabinet committee was formed shortly after the filing of the rate adjustment in September 2021, a view to advocate for the residents and businesses on Grand Bahama at a time when the impact of Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19 is still evident. From the outset, the committee issued a strong response to the initial filing of the application and clearly stated that the Davis administration does not support any rate increase on any portion of the customer base on Grand Bahama Island. The statement goes on to say that since this time, the committee met with both GBPA and GBPC and emphatically reiterated the government's position that this is not the time for an increase in power rate, especially in light that residents and businesses are still trying to rebuild. We reached out to Moxie, who says that the government continues to call for compassionate leadership during a time when social consciousness should be an integral part of the restoration of the Grand Bahama community and economy.
You know, the Cabinet Subcommittee met with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Grand Bahama Power Company and actually played a key role in the decrease from the 6.3% that was proposed to the 3.3%. But we are not the regulators. The Grand Bahama Port Authority is the regulator as a result of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement. We will, though, continue to fight for the people and continue to call for compassionate leadership as Grand Bahamians try to rebuild their lives.
Now, the government's committee is comprised of Ministers Obadiah Wilshcombe, Alfred Sayers, Michael Darville, Ryan Pinder, and Ginger Moxie, and they were successful in persuading GBPC to revise their proposal, which resulted in a decrease from 6.3% to 3.3%, almost 50%. Our news team also reaching out to the Grand Bahama Power Company on the approval. Chief Operating Officer Nikita Mulling says the rate review process was rigorous, adding that the utility was pushed hard by both the government and GBPA to find savings and lessen the impact to customers.
The rate review process was rigorous, and the utility was pushed hard by both the Port Authority and the government to find savings and lessen the impact to customers.
She also shares how the rate adjustment will impact consumers moving forward.
As an essential service, We recognize our responsibility to deliver safe, efficient, and cost-effective energy to our customers across Grand Bahama every day. A key goal in our proposed filing was to minimize to the extent possible the impact on vulnerable customers within our communities. We are pleased that about one-fifth of our customers will not experience a rate increase. For others, including residential, commercial, and industrial customers, the all-in increase will be less than 3%.
Shashina Rolf Arkeson. Now, the minister for Grand Bahama also spoke with members of the media in the nation's capital regarding the new increase that is set to take effect on April 1st.
Leadership, because people continue to be hurting throughout the country, but on Grand Bahama Island in particular because of what we've gone through as a result of Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic and hurricanes before that. And so we continue to fight for the people and continue to express our strong stance against any type of increases.
And here is how she says residents are reacting to this news.
Residents are unhappy, you know. I'd say we are unhappy, but again, we are not the regulators. The government is not the regulator. The Grand Bahama Port Authority is the regulator based on the Hostile Creek Agreement that was signed back in 1955. And so, again, we are here for the people. We'll continue to fight for the people.
Meantime, the Coalition of Concerned Citizens has been at the forefront of the fight against the Grand Bahama Power Company. For years, they have been agitating for lower rates, and when word came of the power company's application for a rate increase, group members turned up the heat, calling on the powers that be to intervene. The leader of the group is expressing disappointment. He says Grand Bahama cannot take a hike in the cost of electricity. Here's Jamila Mizik with this report.
The approval comes after an extended deliberation process, and the 3.3% increase is expected to take effect in April of this year. This news not sitting well with the Coalition of Concerned Citizens, who have for years been advocating for lower electricity costs. President Pastor Eddie Victor says, as far as they're concerned, there was only one decision that could have been made.
And that decision was to vote no to no increase to electricity rates in Grand Bahama. Our government has made it very, very clear from the very beginning of the announcement of this rate application by the Grand Bahama Power Company that the government supports no increase of electricity anywhere on Grand Bahama. And so we believe that there was only one decision that could be made.
He says the Grand Bahama Port Authority has defied the government's clear position.
They've defied the policy of the Bahamas. And we always have to remember that the government is the people. And so you've defied the wishes of the people, especially those here in Grand Bahama, because you had overwhelming opposition from the residents, the business customers, the hotel and tourism sector, all oppose the rate increase. And it comes at a time when the economy is the worst it's ever been.
The power company initially requested a 6% increase, but approval was granted for 3.3% increase. Victor says it is clear that the power company is profit-driven.
We feel that any increase is too much. And it doesn't matter how much you delay it, you don't solve the problem. Grand Bahama and Abaco are still in recovery from the hurricane. And of course, that has been expanded because of the pandemic. So we're still recovering.
And Victor says the coalition believes there needs to be an independent regulator for Freeport, East and West Grand Bahama.
We're going to fight it. And along with our partners, a number of our partners feel the same way. We can't allow this injustice to continue in Grand Bahama. We need significant change in the way that that our economy has been going, And one of the ways that happens is to lower the cost of electricity.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, Fidelity Bank is rebranding. The financial center located on East Mall and Ponciana Drive has been around for over 40 years in Grand Bahama. Once known as British American Bank, Fidelity Bank has evolved as one of the major financial centers on the island. Financial center manager Carmel Parker Dean says the bank is also in the process of launching their merchant service department as part of their rebranding efforts.
The purpose of our rebranding is just to reintroduce ourselves to the community. So this is an initiative that we are doing bank-wide. We have chosen our color as our brand color, orange, and we've also adopted the fruit of orange just to signify how Fidelity is good for customers. We have just how vitamin C is good for you, just how oranges are good for you, Fidelity is also good for customers.
Now, Dean also giving an update on the Abaco branch that has been closed since Hurricane Dorian, and she says that is expected to reopen this year. Fidelity will also introduce their click and pay online payment that she believes will make transactions easier. As far as customers are concerned, Parker Dean says that the rebranding has been well received.
They love the coloring, they love the idea. Orange is a vibrant color. It's a color of health and wealth, and so we have adopted this color and everyone is in love with our new look. Our ATM is different, it's wrapped with our orange and you would see the slice on it. Our walls are orange, we have our new shirts, our masks, and so customers are loving it. They always knew that we were good for them, and so now with our rebranding, they are definitely excited like the staff are. We have the products that clients enjoy, and we love the fact that we are able to boast and be proud of the relationship and the beneficial products that we offer our clients. And so we've been here for a while, we've been doing it for a while, and so we're excited about reintroducing ourselves with our new brand color and our new brand initiatives.
Police have confirmed that 2 of the 3 wanted suspects are now in custody. Police officials say 35-year-old Kevin McPhee, who was wanted on the charge of assault with a deadly weapon, was arrested by officers of the Northeastern Division last evening. This morning, 22-year-old Jonathan Moore, aka Johnny, was arrested at his home on Grenfell Avenue by officers of the Northeastern Division. He was wanted for questioning on the charge of causing grievous harm. Meantime, the search continues for 30-year-old Lyndon McPhee of Tamarind Street. He is wanted by police on the charge of assault with a deadly weapon. He is 5 feet 10 inches tall, 160 pounds, dark brown complexion, and of slim build. Now, if you can help police locate Lyndon McPhee, you are asked to contact 352-1919, 350-3106, or the nearest police station. And 4 men charged before the court today in connection with that ring reportedly responsible for the theft of converters from all types of vehicles on Grand Bahama. The men all appearing before Magistrate LaQuay Lang on the charge of stealing. 21-year-old Akeem Montel of Bruce Avenue facing 9 counts of stealing. He pleaded not guilty and bail was granted in the amount of $1,500 on each count with 1 or 2 shorters. He was fitted with an ankle monitoring bracelet and ordered to sign in at the Central Police Station every Monday before 6 p.m. Elima Miller, age 24, of Explorers Way, pleading not guilty to 6 counts of stealing. He was given cash bail just over $4,000 with 1 or 2 shorters. He will also be outfitted with an ankle monitoring device and must sign in at the police station every Monday before 6 p.m. 22-year-old Sidney Curry of Rutherford Circle pleading not guilty to 6 counts of stealing. He was given bail in the amount of $1,500 on each count with 1 or 2 shorters. He too will be outfitted with an ankle monitoring bracelet and must report to the Central Police Station every Monday morning before 6 p.m. The 4th suspect, 20-year-old Justin Galaz of Montrose Drive, pleading not guilty to stealing, was granted bail in the amount of $1,500 on each count with 1 or 2 shorters. He is to sign into the Central Police Station every Monday before 6 p.m. All 4 men will return to court on April. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.